What's up, everybody? It is Best Takes Jaron here, and today we have an exciting video because I think we are predicting a game that is a huge test for one team and an even bigger one for the other. Of course, we are talking about Alabama, Mizzou. In Columbia, Alabama's a 2.5-point favorite as of making this video. Alabama has really caught fire after that Florida State loss. It seemed like that really lit something under them. That offense performs very, very well. Mizzou, on the other hand, is a little bit more unproven. Only played a South Carolina up until this point. But when they did it, they looked very, very impressive. -9 rushing yards recorded from South Carolina that day. This run defense seems to be pretty legit. First off, let's compare these two defenses. Mizzou, number 16 in the country. Alabama, number 21. Although I'll give the edge to Alabama, they've played tougher opponents up until this point. Mizzou also leads in rushing yards allowed, but Bama leads in passing yards allowed and turnovers. So this Bama defense isn't a pushover. They've played tough competition, and they've held tough competition. They just had to deal with a very mobile quarterback in Diego Pavia last week, so they're getting a little bit better at stopping the run. Now, that being said, they are going to have their work cut out for them this week with Ahmad Hardy. My leading candidate, if a non-quarterback was to win it, it would be Ahmad Hardy. He's putting up crazy numbers. He looks to be the best running back in all of college football. Better than Jeremiah Love, better than Justice Haynes. He looks to be as legit as they come this year. Then on the flip side, Mizzou's passing defense hasn't done all that well, and Ty Simpson has been absolutely leading an air raid attack for this Alabama offense. So it's going to be very interesting to see how they're able to navigate around giving Ty Simpson these big chunk plays. Next up, we're going to compare these two quarterbacks. Okay, we got Bo Perbula, the transfer from Penn State. Penn State probably wishes they had Bo Perbula right now. Then you got Ty Simpson on the other side, a Heisman candidate. Dude is looking very, very good through 6 weeks of play. Ty Simpson is throwing almost 300 yards a game over the air. This Alabama offense is keyed through Ty Simpson in the air attack. He also has more total touchdowns that's on the ground and through the air, and less interceptions than Bo Perbula. But Bo Perbula has done his job on this Missouri offense. If you're a quarterback that is on a leading rushing team, your job is to, once you get the ball in these second and long, third and long situations, you take care of it as best you can. With 3 interceptions, we don't like to see that, especially given the level of competition that Missouri has played so far. But I don't think that that's too much of a detractor on Bo Perbula. He has played very well. Getting into the ways that these two teams can win, I'm going to start off with Alabama. Bama, your big thing is going to be forcing these third and longs. Getting them on third and long is going to be huge for them. Make them throw the ball. Make Bo Perbula make decisions. Because if you let this game flow through Ahmad Hardy, you will end up losing. They will drain you out of the clock. You will lose the game. Number 2, you are going to have to attack this Mizzou secondary. They're not as proven yet. They don't have as good of numbers as you. You need to make sure that you are stretching their secondary out, playing your game with the air raid, with Ty Simpson, with Ryan Williams, with Bernard, getting these receivers with space and making the secondary work. And then finally, the most important thing on my mind going into this game is that you have to avoid prolonged drives from them. You can't let them get into these 5, 6, 7, 8 minutes of just driving the ball. Ahmad Hardy getting these short 3rd and 1 situations and converting. You can't let them do it, or else they will eat you out of this clock. You cannot do that if you are Alabama. Now, here's what it's going to take for a Mizzou win. They are going to have to control the game's tempo. They're going to have to do the exact opposite of what Bama does not want them to do. And that is controlling the clock, getting on these prolonged drives, keeping the ball out of Ty Simpson's hand as much as you can, getting on these 8 or 9 minute drives, absolutely bleeding the clock. Play like Michigan plays. You've got the big M, you play like Michigan plays. That's how they like to play ball. You guys need to be playing ball like that this year. Number 2, you are going to have to limit these big chunk plays from Ty Simpson. You cannot get bled out over the air. You have to keep your defense on the field for as long as possible. Get stops where possible. You got to really prove yourself against this Alabama offense because they are absolutely on fire. And then finally, you are going to have to follow through in the red zone. You cannot get in the red zone and settle for a field goal against this team. They are a high scoring. They will put you on your back if you continue to just kick field goals. It just won't work out for you. Now it's time for my final score prediction of this game. I think it's going to be a very close game. A lot of people are saying that Alabama is going to blow out this Mizzou team. I just don't see it. Mizzou's defense does struggle a little bit with the pass, which concerns me for Mizzou. They are going to have to tighten up in the secondary. Now, that being said, Alabama has struggled with the run. And Mizzou has the best backfield in the United States. Ahmad Hardy is the best of the best, the cream of the crop as far as running backs go. So Alabama has to tighten up the run game. But in my opinion, one of these two teams has gone through more adversity. We have seen more of this team than the other. We know what they are, or at least what they can be and what they're building towards week over week. They have gotten better week over week, and that's Alabama. My final score prediction for this game is 27-24 Alabama. I think it's a very, very close game. I think Alabama barely covers that 2.5. It's a pretty interesting game in Columbia. I mean, anything could sway the other way, and this game would go to Mizzou. But in my opinion, Bama has the better team on both sides of the ball, and that's what's going to win them this game. That is it for my coverage of Mizzou, Alabama. I think it's going to be a very interesting game on Saturday. I think it's going to be a fun watch. It's a huge test for Mizzou to see if they're finally over this hump of playing big teams and winning. Is this Mizzou's year? We're going to find out on Saturday because they are going to have to beat an Alabama-level opponent to be considered for the college football playoff. You got snubbed the past 2 years in your eyes because you went 10-2 and didn't make the playoff. So in Mizzou's eyes, you got snubbed and you are looking for vengeance this year. You've only got a few big games on this schedule. Alabama needs to be a win. I think if you're Mizzou, this is your best chance to get a big win this year. I think it's going to be a huge game for them. And if you're Alabama, you've got to stay out of that 2-loss category. You need to stay with only 1 loss because your 2 losses don't look great if you lose to Mizzou this Saturday. You need to continue to get better week over week like you have been. You need to continue this momentum ever since Florida State. Whatever that lit under you, you need to continue that going week over week, or else the whole wheels are going to fall off the cart. And that is all I got for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Click subscribe, give me a like, and I'll see you next time.